Hello, hello, hello. I am a happy beanin'. I am a cool beanin' because my AC is working. Unfortunately, I believe Leo Sweeney left another comment on the last video in the Let's Play saying that, the gauging of the wiring depends on the different rooms of the house. And unfortunately, since this is one of those mass-produced kind of D.R. Horton houses, it is not wired to be an office. So I am in a bedroom, hence the lower gauge of wire, but I got lucky today and it is working. So that was only 2 days or so without it, It wasn't that it was broken, it was just that the breaker kept popping. Anyway, if you missed last episode, we went off into the distance and found ourselves some lovely sulfur, a little stinky friend, and some more items to collect. We also found a new music disc. I almost said muke disc. Okay. But we found that and we went ahead and ventured back here. It wasn't that hard of an adventure, Let's see. I do not have one up here. Did I put them? I did put them up there. Okay, perfect. Then that one is right here. Perfect. So that's kind of what we're doing. And today I really haven't thought of what we're going to do today. Oh my gosh. I apologize for that. Dinner sitting heavy. Anyway, I didn't really know what we were going to do today. So I was just sitting around thinking about stuff we could do. We definitely have to sort all of these items out. We did get a lot of good stuff. We got some good stuff there. We got some, new building blocks. We got a few enchanted books. We're gonna have to start the day off with some sorting, and I think we'll need to get a little bit more food because we are running out of food and I need food. But I was going to build the Grand Central Station out here. However, I have already built that in another episode. I don't want to make you watch it again, so I'm probably just going to build that in a time lapse and then release that either separately or in a time lapse as the beginning of the episode. Don't forget to leave a quick question if you want me to answer it at the end of the episode. I go through those, pick them at random, and just put a cute Q in front of your question. And that way I will be able to search up the comment, and then I just pick at random to see which one I answer at the end of the episode. For that, everything else, leave a like, a comment, or subscribe if you enjoy the videos. Hype the video if you want other people to discover this channel. That stuff really helps out with YouTube, and it says, hey, people like this stuff. Show it to new people, because I want to get the 100,000 subscriber plaque the old-fashioned way. That's not where the portal is, but I want to get it the old-fashioned way, and by doing that, we can get it the old-fashioned way, but also we don't have to make crazy edited content or crazy edited shorts or anything like that. So you can hype it. If you don't know what to comment today, what should we comment today? Comment the stinky ghast is stuck in the lava, I guess. I don't know. Or you can leave an emoji for the sake of engagement. Again, it's just to help out the video's performance. That's all. But let's get into it. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to put some stuff away real quick, and then we can brainstorm about what we should do today. Okay, everywhere I go, these guys are waiting. It's either over at the other spot or at the other Oh my. It's like I'm just waiting for these stupid bozos. And everywhere we go in my world, they're just waiting for me. Actually, I'm not even waiting for you guys. I hope to avoid you at all costs. Good grief. Now, while we attempt to find something that we can do today, I'm going to go ahead and plant some of these trees. What is that? Oh, it's a sapling. My eyes were playing tricks on me, and I couldn't tell what that was over there. Spider, now's not the time. Creeper, I see you over there. I don't really want to deal with you. Let's... where should we plant this? We only have room for 3, so I'm just going to plant one right here, and then it'll be... What is it? Is it 5? 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3... Creeper! Grief! There's so many of them! I don't like that. Get out of here. I didn't even hit... Oh, okay. We're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way, unfortunately. However, we will keep it like this. I don't really need the tulip. Would rather have the cherry log. Sure. Of course. And, you know, not much is going to plan right now, which that's fine, I guess. However, I'm just trying to start the video. Okay, there we go. All the junk's taken care of. I could light this area up, but I don't really care, and I'm not up here enough for me to warrant lighting it up. So we're just going to leave. The trees are planted. The hole's fixed. I did go back and fill it all in, and that's good enough for today. Now, without the distractions, let me think about what we can do today. Also, there is one thing I did want to announce. Because of the traffic in the channel, I am going to do a great reset. Now, what I call a great reset is essentially when I try to respond to all the comments, life gets in the way and I just don't have the time to do so. So at least once or twice a year, I'll do a great reset where I just read the comments, but instead of responding to each and every individual one because it builds up so much, I do end up just hearting them and just moving on. So I'm going to do that in an effort to be able to answer some more recent comments and in an effort to just have a clear log so I can see which comments are coming in, because I do enjoy all the comments that come in. The comments are awesome. I enjoy the engagement. Please keep it up. But after a certain point, the videos get so old, the comments become irrelevant. And if someone asks a question, I just forget what it is because it'll be on a video from like 9 months ago and the comment itself will be, you know, from like 2 months ago and I'll have no idea what they're talking about. So I just want to put that out there because I don't want you to think it's like oh, I'm too good for you. It's just that fact that I can't physically keep up with that many comments in the backlog. So I do these great resets just so I can keep up with the comments as they come in and stuff like that. So again, going to do that great reset this week, and then I will continue responding to the comments as best as I can. And there's no guarantee that I respond to every single one, but I try to, you know. You guys take the time to watch my videos. I should be able to take the time when I can afford it to respond to some of your comments. Now, if it's just like emojis and stuff, I'll just respond with that. But if it's like a meaningful thing, I'll respond to that. And yeah, so that's something I wanted to get out there. Remember, it's nothing personal. It's just I'm one person. There's almost 19,000 of y'all. There's a lot of comments that build up over time. And with a quote-unquote normal life that I have to live outside of these videos, it gets really hard to keep up with it. And that's what happens with, you know, as the channel gets bigger, it gets harder. So it's just the normal course of everything. Now, I guess one of the things we could do while I'm waiting to get an idea of what to do today is we could go ahead and clean up this little area. I know it's not episode 40 and it's not one of the every 20 episodes where we do details. However, we can do some chores around here while we jog our memory and try and figure out what we should do for today's episode. It's not that I don't have an idea of what to do. It's that I'm trying to figure out or what I want to do. There's plenty of stuff to do. Don't get me wrong. But the question is, do I know what I want to do first? That's the main thing I'm asking myself. So I figured while I'm thinking about that here, I can just go ahead and take care of some small tasks here. Eventually, we're going to move these farms over to the Winchester farm because that area is much better. I was thinking about maybe building a automatic sugarcane farm because that way we can get rid of down here and open this area up for some buildings, and then we can clear this whole block. However, I'm just trying to think of some stuff that we could do. This could be a redstone build. It could be. Could be a redstone episode. Someone said I had a misplaced slab here. It must be on the outside somewhere, so I'll keep an eye open for that. But I'm not going to go out of my way to try and figure it out right now. Oh, yes, I just need to give myself some time to think about what to build. I was honestly more focused on getting that portable AC unit to run. Well, it's not that it doesn't run, but to not cut out. So now that we've got that, we can figure out what we're gonna do. Right, so I have an idea, and I think I know what we can do today. Today, we're going to build what I wanted to build last episode and start working on a village. I was thinking, you know, if I want to get into redstone, something I'm going to need is slimes. And where can you get slimes? Well, one of the places that you can get a slime or slime blocks is a swamp. And last episode, I did mention wanting to build some things out in the swamp and kind of make like a cool little bayou area almost. So I think we should try that. Just because, you know, it's something that's not in the two spots. And honestly, I keep drawing blanks when it comes to ideas for Winchester or Outdoor Bay. It's not that I'm feeling uninspired. It's that I think I just need a change of scenery or need to start something fresh. So let's go check out what this is going to look like. I'm actually excited. This is a cool idea. It's a cool build that I've wanted to do for some time, and I think we can make it a nice little village out here. And also, we can make it useful, you know? Make it habitable, make it a spot that we can actually stay at, and then also make it functional in that we'll get ourselves some slime balls. And I need to go up here because the pathway's up there. I do need to work on this wall a little more. That's something that I'm going to slate for if I have absolutely no idea what to do. We can do that. But then in this case, I do know what I want to do. And I need to take a bed with me. So let me just go grab that. And everything should be good. Sorry, I got a bank notification on my watch. I had to take a look at it. And let me just triple check to see if there's anything useful in here. Like I did in that one episode a while back, we did map out a very primitive site. So I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and use that same mapping to give ourselves a little bit of a path here. You know, we could have a little bit of a time lapse action. We could do something like that. So I think I might try and do that, but let me see how far the swamp is from this area, and then we can determine that, because I don't want to spend this entire play session just working on this path in a time lapse only to get up there and it be like midnight here, and then also have it just be time to go to bed, because I have a bedtime, okay? And I don't want to stay up too late. I'm also quite busy tomorrow night, which means my recording time is limited. But you can see I've started out here. So let me just see how long it takes to get us to the swamp, and then I will determine if we can make a pathway from that. Okay, so it's not incredibly far to build a pathway, but it's definitely too far to build one in this episode, and especially build it how I would want to anyway. Plus, we don't need to be building more paths while we have an unfinished large path in between our two biggest cities so far. So we're going to follow this route and see where the best spot to build our area, our city would be, our swamp village, if you will. And I'm thinking we should do something around the lowlands in here. I think we have a good opportunity. I don't need that. I think we have a good opportunity to build something like right here that we can use for a swamp. And I brought a ton of items here because I do want this to be something that looks nice. I want it to be something that's okay. And, well, something that really just looks nice, honestly. I could try and describe it other ways, but nope, that's all I want. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that all of these trees are gone for the time being. And then we'll set up our little camp. And I'm thinking the main road, since, let's see, since our pathway goes through here, then I'm thinking the main quote-unquote road slash pathway should definitely go through this area. And we should just have a straight line. And we can do this Minecraft village style as well. So nothing too crazy, but we'll also make sure we have some good stuff. Sorry, I thought I felt a bug. Now, I think that, let's see, this is 2 blocks above the water. I think 2 blocks above the water is a good swamp distance. So let's just go ahead and do, I think it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do that for our pathway. So through here, we'll build out this road network, and then we'll follow it along. We will do some detailing this episode. Nothing too crazy, though. I don't want to get too overzealous, but I will make sure to keep to keep. I don't even know at this point. Right, so I think a clear path straight across this swamp into that biome over there will be the best way to get our main road set up here. And then I think from there, let me just get rid of this so we can get ready to get into time-lapse mode. But I think from there, we'll continue over into that side of everything. Now, this is just going to be the main road. Okay, so we will build other stuff off of it, but we need to get this set up first. And what better way to do that than with a time-lapse? So I will see you in a second. Okay, there's the pathway done. I haven't done any of the supports on this, but I wanted to stop because we got a first to slime friend. So thank you, Mr. Slime. Thank you for giving me your slime balls. Even though you kind of get payback because you're hitting me as I'm harvesting them, but that's okay. Ah, thank you. Is there one more? Doesn't look like it. Do I hear one more? Nope. Okay. But yes, that is the entire reason for building here. And look at that. We got a big slime ball going up here. Now, this walkway wasn't supposed to be... Ooh, I forgot about you guys. This walkway wasn't supposed to be... Oh my gosh. I forgot about the poison. But this walkway wasn't supposed to be a spawn pad. More so, it was supposed to be... Get out of here. Oh, okay. Well, we're just going to sleep. But it was more just supposed to be like a good spot to sleep. And of course, we've got one of these guys hanging out over here. That's fun. That's always fun. Can I get up here and just eat for a second? No, because why would they make it to where... There we go. Yeah, why would they make it to where I can escape these guys here? I would cycle through the game difficulties, but that's okay. We just need to get them off of the main area. Like this guy, out of here. Out of here. Okay. Okay. I should have lit it up a little more. Okay. First things first, let's get out of the swamp. Second, let's try and find a spot that we can just chill for a second. Because we're down to 1 heart, and I really don't want to die out here, even though we're kind of okay. Yeah, I might just hang out here for a second. Keep an eye on my surroundings. Alright, it wouldn't be a being an episode without me getting a little crazy. Okay, this should be good. I shouldn't have stopped to get that slime. Like this guy, I'd like to get, but I should have walked like 100 blocks away. That would have reset the spawn sphere. That's fine. It looks like the spawn sphere is decent up here. So, like, we don't... Oh, gosh, of course there's creepers everywhere. Alright, we got zombies. Zombies, creepers, creepers. Get out of here. Definitely need to light this spot up. Okay, let me light this up. I know there's a dude coming up. Sir. Oh, wow, I haven't been woken up by a mob in my bed in a hot minute. Okay, there we go. I should probably light this up. I was going to do that once the once everything set in, but I think we have good enough reason to do so out here. So let me just light this little square up. That way we'll have some spot of light. Let's let these guys get out of here. Go away. Let's let them perish in the sunlight. And then we'll continue on with the next portion of our build, which right now is looking like just making sure this guy doesn't get too close to us and clearing out any explosive monsters like you. Yeah, you can explode in the water. I actually don't care. I see that poisonous guy over there, so I might need to watch him. I can also just like walk the other way, or I can just let it despawn. I think they do that. I'm not sure. Well, let me just walk the other way real quick, and then that'll probably make the skeleton despawn. I was thinking about maybe... Okay, good. I did stop the recording. Maybe doing like a pathway all the way out to here. Because technically, you know, we are on a pathway out here. I might do that at the end of the episode. You know, I don't want to focus too much on the pathway. I want to build a few houses, build a few things, and get those going. But first, let me see if we can do this. I wanted to get this part on camera because some of you may copy this design, which, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it is a design nonetheless. Okay, good. He despawned. So all I'm doing here is going every 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And this one will be less tutorial style because, I mean, it's a bridge. This is more for the building. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Lily pad. Then hopefully this goes evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. We'll just get rid of these two here, and then we'll copy this on the other side. Now, in this case, all I'm going to do is follow this, and then just place another one of these, and this way I can put a torch up, or actually, you know what? I should put logs up because I want this to be kind of like in cartoons slash some TV shows, I think maybe. Like one of those like Bayou Boardwalks where it's like, you know, you want to be elevated off the ground. If you've ever played Left 4 Dead, is it the first one or the second one? I think it's the second one. But if you ever played Left 4 Dead 2, then it would be the Bayou. Yeah, it's Left 4 Dead 2 because that was Louisiana. There we go. We've got that. Let's go ahead and grab this so that we can go boop. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and let's just make sure I'm lined up. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then we'll match this on this side. This should go quicker. But yeah, I'm trying to make it like this. Is it? Would it be a settlement? I don't know. The little village in the bayou that you cross through in Left 4 Dead 2. There's a lot of boardwalks and just small houses. I want to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, on this end, I guess I should make it even. You guys are stuck down there. I don't care. And then there... Well, I would do a crossroads. Oh my gosh, that frog jumped high. I would do a crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do wood up to here just to make it one solid symmetric area. Even though I know it doesn't really matter, it'll be a little more satisfying in the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And boom, boom. Perfect. So that's what we'll be working with down here. And we should place some torches along here. I know there's probably ways we can make this look a little better, but if we're being realistic, this would probably just be torches and or lanterns. I don't have the items for lanterns out here, so we'll just hang out and deal with the torches. I mean, yes, I know lanterns are pretty easy to make, but again, I don't want to focus too much on the boardwalk. That's exactly why we're building it, for bozos like that down there. And then we can get into the houses in this area, which is what I'm more excited about. But there's a little bit more planning that I have to do. So now we've got that. And now I want to count each section we have here. But to spare you the agony of watching me count some more, although some, I know you guys enjoy it, I will go ahead and just do it off camera. Okay, I've done some basic math and figured out that this boardwalk is about 12 sections wide, or 12 units wide, which means we have a double middle. So what I'm going to do is take one out in this direction and then take one out in this direction. I think for this main pathway, I'm going to keep it as a 5 wide. And then I should probably keep these ones as a 5 wide. I was going to do 3 wide, but, well, you know, that does tend to take some time. So what I'm going to do is extend these out, but first I'm going to build these supports down so that we have some nice, at least structural integrity to this build. I don't want it to be, you know, just too floating or too not good. So we'll branch out. The main thing is I want to make sure this one is all done up because it's the main road, and then we can go ahead and build out that other section and potentially build some docks, some small little docks, because we're going to need a way of trading. And so this, our export can be slime, maybe sugarcane. Yeah, slime, sugarcane. We can have that as our main export, and then I'm trying to think of what other things we can use. I don't know. Slime's going to be the main export of this town, though. We do need a village name for it. This is actually just going to be a village. It's not going to be a city. It won't be a town or a city. Just a straight-up village. We do need a name for it, though. So if you want to name the village, let me know. It should be swamp-themed. But if you have a suggestion, put it down in the comments, and I will see what we can do in terms of naming it. If I like your name, I'll pick it. But, yes, so we'll need this to be a named village. And then we'll need... Oh, yeah, that's about it. Just a named village. So we've got this main portion done. So let's just fill this out with just some fences so that nothing crazy goes on. And, okay, it actually will be a 3 wide. Regardless of what we do, because we have these on the 5th block, and that's okay. However, I'm just going to play it safe, and we'll just keep the other areas 5 wide. So I'm going to go ahead and once I finish this, go into time lapse for those other areas outwards, and then we can focus on building because we're about 30 minutes in here. So I'm on schedule with, what I wanted to do after coming up with the idea for this episode. So we're not too worried there. Let's just do this. And then let's build out our area. So this is kind of what we're dealing with here. And then in that way, we'll have a spot. And then in that way, we'll have a spot. So let's get to it. Let's start digging. Okay, I think that's a good enough stopping point for the roads. I think, we've got a good layout here without getting too complicated. As this expands, we can do some smaller roads that are like the fire pit fire pit blocks on top of some fences to make it look like, it's an older part of the boardwalk. But here, I think we have a good spot in terms of just a crossroads with the main road and, where some people would maybe settle some of their houses. Now, I see that there appears to be a roofed forest biome up here. So I'm going to try and head out in that direction because I think if we use some dark oak for the actual houses, then it will look, it'll look something along the lines of a more worn down area and a more just older area. The idea is I don't want this to look super new, and I want it to look like that the resources here are very limited, very just kind of throw stuff together, but also just not like poorly made, because I don't want that. We don't want any of our villagers, if they do end up living here, living in bad conditions. And so we're just kind of do some piecework with the builds. I know technically it should be like a birch forest or like oak, but we can make the excuse of dark oak, because a lot of, okay, I think we're just gonna have to go around this mountain, but a lot of wooded areas that are flooded, they tend to have a darker wood type with them, mainly because the wood's just saturated with water. And I was thinking that, since we're using the oak for these pathways, we can use the dark oak for the actual houses. And that way, we can have some variation in blocks and make it look a little better. We can also make this little area kind of just a little more aged. And I know I just said that, but the idea is to make it a little more aged by giving it some darker wood, because you figure darker wood has been in the swamp longer. And you can also build some custom trees. I haven't done that, and I think that would probably need to be a detail episode item. But until then, we can build some of these. I also think that it'd be beneficial to have some of these saplings here. And if we can, it'd be nice to try and plant these. I don't really know how they work in terms of, the how I can plant them, but I'm assuming I can just plant them all around the area. Again, like I said, I want to do some custom trees. I'd like some taller. This is one of the areas where it actually would be nice to have some mangrove trees. And I think I've passed a few in this world. I'll have to check, but that'll definitely be a detailing episode item. Right now, we're kind of just establishing a foothold in this area, which, yeah, it's fine with me. I don't want to go. I know there's a swamp right there and like through here. I don't really want to do that. This is going to just be a small settlement where some people stop by and they're like, hey, we can catch some fish and slimes here. And then they're like, you know what? We're going to live here. Let's call this whatever it decides to be named, or whatever you guys decide that it should be named. I think, yeah, I'm going to leave the rest of these trees. We did already tear a lot down, so I'm going to leave those, and we have a nice little area that is all built up. Now, in here, I think I'm going to build a house right up here. Okay? So that's what we'll do. And I think I'll turn these into some, I think they're, fence blocks. Duh. And then we'll also make some flooring out of this. So, there we go. Oh, we got a lot of flooring. Oh, dang it. I needed to make fences. Oh, well. That's fine. We do have plenty of this dark oak wood, so I am not too worried. I am worried a little bit about these cut copper stairs, but what can you do about that? Let's make sure I stopped recording that. Good. I did want to make sure that I had this slab taken care of, because what I want to do is I kind of want to make a bayou style house in the sense that, there's a little bit of a raise here, and then there's a spot. Let's see, this is on the top of a block, so we can just do this. But there's a spot here, and we can use these logs as a bookmarker. Well, I guess a point of reference, but I want to keep these detached from everything. So we're going to go in, what is it, 2 here, and then we'll go over, oh, poop. Then we'll go over, let's see, log 1, 2, 3, log, and then 1, 2, 3, log. I think we'll do that. Again, these are very simple houses. I think that'll be good. Now, I should try and see if we have some stone, or not stone slabs, if we have some copper slabs, because those would do very well. Those would look pretty good. And let's just make our, I guess we'll need some of the oak. Like I said, I want this to be kind of a stilted house, nothing crazy. And can I make this? Let's see, these don't. Oh, they don't connect. Okay. Good to know. I think I'd like this. And then just leave them out here. And that way, you can have a nice little spot, a little platform to build our houses. Now, again, these houses aren't going to be perfectly designed. They're going to be a little off, but they're not going to be anything like ugly. I'm going to try my best to make them look nice. And we're going to start with a house up here. And so I think I did this right here, and then 1, 2, 3, boom. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And you know what? I think that'll be okay. Actually, no, we did have it where it's like this. So then this would be a whole separate ordeal, and it looks like we can do. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like these two will be the centerpiece. So we can do a double wide window, which is cool. But let me build this platform out, and then we can continue with the shape of the house. I think this will just be like a general house. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. Let's see, I did want a little porch here. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. Good. So again, nothing fancy. This is gonna be the size of the platform, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna post up these platforms on some dark oak stairs. Because hopefully we can age this place to where, you don't even notice. You don't even notice how old it gets. But then one day we look and it's all just buried in swampland. I think that would be a cool spot, or a cool way to do this. Let's see here. Of course you did that. I'll just do one right here. Boom. And of course we'll put one here. Now I want to make sure that I at least make it look like these are, I don't want to say rickety, but I want to make sure that it looks like it's supported. You see this a lot in coastal areas. And if any one of my viewers lives in a coastal area in the US, I'm not sure about any other spots in the world. I think so. Like, you'd think they'd do it. It makes sense. But you never know where countries are in terms of their development codes. But you see this a lot in coastal areas where they build the houses on these stilts to account for the water rise, if there is any. And so when you see this is kind of what I'm basing it off of. This is like, building your house on a little platform, and then making sure that, nothing can float it away. And then, let's see. So here, we're just going to do this. And we're doing the Minecraft equivalent of that. So let me see this. And then there should be, there you are, a block here, which we can then use to do this. Now, I think, did that create an attachment? Yes, it did. That's okay. We can honestly get rid of that fence out in the front here. Again, I'm not too worried. But the goal is to have just maybe like a 1-story high house. Something like this. That's not the right block. Maybe something along the lines of that. And then here we can do that. And you know what? I might even just something there. And something there. And that way, it's not anything too crazy. Again, we're only going to go up like 4 here. And then build our walls out of this. So nothing too crazy here. And again, we're going to have a very steep, very shallow roof. And I might even use some of my oak stairs to build this out. I think I'll do that. At least the main area. Because I want to get... I definitely want to do a copper roof here. Not because it is going to help with, you know, look at us, we're wealthy. It's more of the opposite, where it's the closest I can get to like rusty tin. So I think I'm going to try that. Now let's see what we have to work with in terms of this. Oh, good. And I think I'm going to do... Yeah, I like that. Yeah, okay. So that looks like it's got some really old weathered planks. We're going to do these here. And I think, even though this is technically my, not low effort, but just... If D.R. Horton was in Minecraft, this would be... these would be the designs. I'm just going to do my usual style here, and then try to spruce it up a little bit with some moss and some other things like that. Now here, I would like to do a little private area just to get down to the water, because as you know, docks and things such as that are quite important in communities like this. So we're going to take care of that right here. And we'll go out by 3. And again, like I said, we could make this have some really good like coverage and other stuff like that, but that's okay. I'm not too sure on what the buildings will look like here. So we'll do this. And I'll place this here. Now, I don't think the development would be this far along, but I do think, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. We'll just do this. I do think that there would be cause for having some stuff down here. And you know what? Even though there's a spot here. No, you know what? That's not right. I need to do this. And then this. Sorry, I'm getting so focused on this dock. This is what I need to do. Right here. There we go. And now we dig downwards. Now I'm debating if I should do stairs here, but I can also just do this. I don't know though. It's using a lot, but I guess I can make an exception for myself and do something along the lines of this, because the stairs here would be just a little meh. You know, they wouldn't be super sturdy stairs, but they would, however, have some support here. Okay, so either way, I'm going to have to do a stair on this outside. So we might as well stick with that part. And did I not? Oh, I broke that. There we go. Yeah, that seems fine. Like, part of me wants to leave these out, but the other part is thinking, well, we can make our own little dock, and again, just so it's slightly elevated. I think I might turn this around at this point and then give myself just a lower spot. Again, docks and communities like this, very important. So I'll do 1. Let's see, is that 3? That is 3. Let me get rid of you. Unfortunately, we have to. And then we'll do 3 there. Oh, and is that all we have? Yes, it is. That's all we have for right now. That's okay, though. Nice little dock going over here, and we'll figure out a waterway system. I think, yeah, the way this is built, I can use my boat anywhere. And the goal is that I do want to have this accessible by water at some point, in some degree. But that's something that we can take care of in the next pass. Oh, need to make sure I've got... You know, I should probably, before focusing on the dock, I should definitely focus on this area up here. Now, I've thought about doing some... You know what? I might just do this. I might put these all like this, because windows aren't too big of a thing here, or in these communities. So what I would do is I'd put that here, and then we can make our own windows, because these are going to be more of the trapdoor slash trapdoor slash fence post type of windows. And I think that would be a good spot and a good area, you know, to do so. In that case, let me add this out. Let me take half of these and let me turn these into blocks so that we can have more slabs. It's looking good. You know, it's not too nice, not too ugly, not too, I don't know, haphazard. And I think it looks good. Now, I might change up the dock just a little bit, but that is later. Let's see. Ah, yes, slabs. There we go. Let me check these slabs out, and let me see how we can do this dock. Because I think if we make this match the house, everything will be okay. So this matched the house, but what we should do... No, this... Hold the phone. We can make this look a little more rickety. You know, sorry. A good example of what I would be trying to go for here is if you're on, like, I guess, yeah, cooking Instagram, a good example of this would be, it's called the Pollywog Cabin. And yeah, it's just someone who likes to cook some different, I think it's Cajun recipes and stuff like that on Instagram. And I'm trying to go for that kind of build, like a bayou build where it's on stilts, perched up, you know, not a dilapidated shelter, but, you know, an aged shelter that was thrown together with some of the stuff that we have, or some of the stuff at hand. Now, again, that's just making an assumption based off the style. It could have been intentionally done that way, but by the looks of it, I think it would be safe to assume just that was the case. Now, also go check that page out too if you enjoy some cooking stuff. I enjoy that page just because I enjoy cooking Instagram. Not sponsored or anything, just a fun page to watch. There we go. And let's see. Can I can. And I think we'll stick to that. Where did... Ah, right here. Let's see. Did I make it? I did. Cool. Like, did I make this so that there were some spots for struts here? And the question, or the answer is I did. Now, what is cool is I can also plant these down, and they can act as supports. Good. And then we'll just do this. Boom, boom. Good. That's all I wanted to do for the dock. Now, that does raise the question of, well, what if we want to build a house next to this? We'll just share a dock and make a slip. Not that hard. I guess not overcrowded, but the areas here, the jungleization, or I don't even know what word to use for it, but the foliage, there we go. The foliage and the coverage from that will come from the trees. Again, this is a small village. This won't be a huge city, so I likely won't even have a village out there. Now, I'm going to just grab a few more logs here. I think I'm going to go over to this, what do you call it? Forest. Good grief, why was that so hard? And grab some of these oak trees so I don't take away our swamp trees. And then we can continue. I think from there, I'm going to do the roof, which means we'll have to head back and look for some copper. But that's not a huge deal to me. I'll just make a pause in the recording, and then we'll go from there. I don't know what that was. Okay. There we go. But let me just harvest all this, and then we'll continue on with the build. Okay, there we go. I think for this one, I'm just going to have a cross beam like this, and then fill this in with just some slabs here. You know, we're going to stick with just a lot of similar wood types, not too crazy on the detail. The goal here is I want it to be very plain, but we'll also detail some stuff, make it look homey, lived in, make it look like, you know, it's not a house, but it's a home. That's what I want it to look like. And then we'll just put all this here. I would put a furnace of some sorts in here, but we can save that for the details. And see, this looks quite nice in my opinion. And if we wanted to do some windows, we could do one like this. Or we can, well, yeah, I mean, I don't see why that's, I don't know. We'll experiment with the windows. But that's the least of my worries in this case. Well, let me go run and grab some more of this. What's it called? Copper. And then we can resume. But as you can see, this is kind of what we're going for here. Just something nice. And you know what? I might even bring this back by one. Because I'm thinking about it, and he wouldn't really have like a handrail here. It'd just be kind of like, don't fall in the water. So we'll see what we can do there. But I'm going to go get some more copper, and we'll build out the roof, build out the house, and then we might build a few more houses around here too. We'll see how it goes. And there we have it, some more copper. That actually didn't take too long because I had tons of it stored away, so that's good. Let's get back over to our project site, and it is the next day, hence why I'm catching myself up by starting a new recording. Heathen! Oh, I think I have it on peaceful for when I was smelting things. Hold on, there we go. Things like that always happen. I was like, why aren't they coming after me? They still spawn, but... they still spawn, but not in the way I thought they would. So for the remainder of the episode, I think I'd like to go ahead and build this house out. I don't really know the purpose for this house. And then I think I'd like to build a fisherman's hut. And perhaps maybe one more house. Not entirely sure. We'll have to see what we've got for the agenda today. I do have something coming up here in an hour, so that might eat into my time, but I think we'll be good overall. Hopefully, I won't have to worry too much about it, but you never know what can happen. Anyway, I will meet you over at the house and we'll pick up where we left off. Oh, yeah. It's looking pretty good so far. The goal is to not see this, and so far I think we're doing a good job. I'm going to get my roofing materials ready. And yeah, we don't need any torches. I mean, we will, but that'll be at the very end. I think we'll give ourselves a porch on the front of this house as well. Not 100% sure, but I think it would be good to just have at least a small overhang. You know, a lot of these places do have porches in the real world, and a lot of these, I guess, boardwalk communities, well, they're pretty tight knit and they're small, so it's not like a stranger is going to be walking up on your porch or walking in front of it. It's going to be somebody that, you know, maybe a population of like 80 or something. If that. Sometimes I think they're even more rural where it's like just a family and then the extended family. Of course, you know, this is all just speculation and LARPing. Just having some fun, you know? Okay. So I'm thinking, what if I did this for the roof? If I went over here and then did this and then did something like this, we probably would have a nice little overhang. Yep. And I should have brought scaffolding, but no. What can you do? I do need to make some lanterns, but I think I'm gonna save that for a detailing episode. Yeah, the detailing. This one it would be a lot more specific to detail because there's a lot that I'd want to do. So I think that should be good. Yep. And then we'll just put you there. And you there. The goal of this is going to be just a nice shallow roof. And I think I looked at it, well, last night. I thought about bringing this back to make it just a little bit skinnier. I think I'll go ahead and do that here. Just because the only reason I put this out so far is just because I thought it was going to be railed, but then I was like, well, you know, you don't really need a railing on just like a home built structure, you know. It's more of, hey kids, don't fall and hurt yourself. And then, you know, whatever happens. In this case, you know, there's nothing that needs to happen. So we can just do this, and then I can put these fences like so. And then we'll just put one here. And yep, I forgot to move that one. So here we'll need to do another one. And then here we can do this, and then I'll get that. And is there a place that's like 2 blocks deep that could potentially get to swimming? No, it doesn't look like it, at least for right here. But I can go under here. Oh, dang it. There we go. I think that'll look a little better. Just because it's a little more compact, a little more, not rickety, but small. You know, we kind of want smaller here. This isn't going to be some grand operation. I will take this and use it to get up here because we need to make a roof. No boy. I did not expect to use that many slabs. And the one downside is we didn't bring that many blocks. So if we run out, that could be a bad sign, but I think we'll be okay. Let me just do this. And this will look a little weird just because this side won't have the porch or a balcony. No, porch. But that's fine with me. We'll place those blocks down there. And then here we can just bebop boop. Good. And then we'll place some of our log blocks right here. Get them stripped. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and place down some torches. Gonna need it. Should probably do it, especially if we want to be able to see. Go. Strip these. Boom. And then strip these. Place our areas. Ooh, this is a new song. Let's see what this sounds like. There we go. I was like, are we going to get away from these monsters? Okay, I'll keep quiet. I'm enjoying this song so far. Hey, you're not supposed to be under there. Uh-oh. I have cornered myself. Well, at least they don't add any damage in the water. Well, that's a really cool song. I hope you guys don't mind when I do that in videos. I think for me, part of Minecraft is always experiencing the new songs and certain things like that. So when it comes to it, I do enjoy getting to experience those new songs. And that was a very pivotal moment for me in playing Minecraft for, you know, the first time. And I hope it's the same. That's kind of my way of, you know, I can enjoy these moments with you guys too. So that's kind of what I'm doing with that. That's kind of my thought. Now, honestly, I think spruce would be the best like door option. And I think there actually is a spruce option out here somewhere. It should be close. I think it was like right over there. So we're going to have to make another adventure out to that little spot. But first, let's make ourselves some of these. And I think we're all set for windows. The idea here was, you know, little wooden windows, nothing too crazy. Nothing too super decorative. And then I wanted some of these shelves. I'd like this place to be cozy, you know, if that makes sense. Oop, don't want that. I would like these to go right here. And so I'm thinking like some smokers, maybe a cool little, I don't know. Yeah, this is just going to be a living quarters. Yeah. So it's not going to be anything crazy. I'm trying to see if I have any stairs. It doesn't look like it. Looks like we've mainly been doing slabs and everything else. I do have these. So while we're waiting, we can go ahead and plant some of these down here. For no reason, actually. These are purely for decoration. I think they'd give like a nice cover of some canopy and some things like that. So we're just going to spread these around like I could do. Oh, I guess I only had two. Huh. All right. I could have looked at my inventory and known that, but you know me. There was one thing that I wanted to do, and that was get rid of this egg. Oh, that doesn't have mending. I'm like, why doesn't that have mending? Oh, yes. I need some vines. Really? With silk touch? Huh. Okay. I guess you can only get them with shears? I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but okay. Sure. If that's what we need to do. Okay, we've got these stairs. Well, I guess we could use them as like a kind of rusting metal for the doors. You know, some good age. This place has been here ever since I don't know. I don't have any lore for this. This has been here ever since the early Minecraftians landed in this swamp. There we go. And maybe if we can find some iron, we can also turn that into a good little vine farm. Actually, I kind of want to spam these. Okay, yes. I know I'm getting distracted, but I want to place these firefly bushes so that we can kind of spam this area with some vines, with some greenery. I'd also, let's see, I think I'd like a smoker. So we'll need some cobblestone. That shouldn't be hard to come by. And then we'll need some other items. Honestly, we could probably get this all from the taiga. So let me head over to that area, and then we can start off with, you know, trying to get those. And I think that would be a very good starting point. I say starting point, but it's the middle of the build. So it'd be a good starting point for some details on this build. Since these are smaller builds, I'm just going to try and do some preliminary detailing with them. And then also try and get some trees grown and some vines grown just to make it look a little decent. I think the taiga is up through here. Perfect. It's a little bit of a hike, but we can do that. There's no issue with that. Plus, it'll also fly by really fast. And, I mean, we don't really need one, but I do want to check out what's in here. I don't think I noticed this the first time I went through here. Hey, look at that. A golden apple. A ridiculous sharpness 5 on an axe, of course. I was going to say, what ridiculous enchants do we have on this? Oh my. What a... Huh. Okay. And it's only this mushroom. Look at the others. They're fine. That was a cool little mushroom. Oh, that mushroom is... Are these mushrooms corrupt, or are they just, like, is it a texture glitch? I'd assume it's just a texture glitch. Huh. Yeah. Okay, so for some reason the mushrooms in here are a little corrupt slash glitched. Ooh, frame drop. Wonder if that has anything to do with it. Unsure, but we can live without it. Oh, and look at that. Got some cobblestone. That's perfect. Grab you. Huh. Okay, well. I guess that is what we'll be doing. I also like spruce for, oh, just the trees you get. Or, not the trees, the logs. You get a nice wood type. I think we'll just stick with one for now, because we only need it for the doors. And from that point, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Now, before you go and comment at me, yes, I realize that I don't have the right blocks for any smoker, because you can't make them out of cobblestone, so that's fun. But what we can do is we can make some cobblestone, well, mossy cobblestone chimneys for the furnaces. I think that'd be a cool area. Not cool area, but a cool looking block. There we go. Let's grab 16 cobblestone here. I'm just going to take it from this little section of rock. There we go. And I don't know if I saw any iron, but I can keep an eye out. Doesn't really matter if we have it. I did realize that for some of the aging blocks, I could use copper trapdoors for the windows, because those will age. But I think I would like wood. Wood seems like a good little look for me. And creeper. Oh man. Are you done? Thank you. I have this. Take that. What do I not need? An arrow. Yes, I know. I picked an emerald over arrows. What of it? No iron in here. That's interesting. You'd think I'd at least find one piece. Oh well, that's okay. It's probably just a little bit higher. Or maybe just a little bit lower. Nope, that's a water cave. Since I don't have a water breathing helmet, I'm just gonna stick with some area, or stick with the building. We're not gonna go out of our way to find iron, because we can just use our shears at a later date to give ourselves some of this. So let's make ourselves a furnace. Go, and then let's make a smoker. I'd like to make 2 of those. Good. Now let's place this in. At this point, we're kind of just detailing this house. It's practically done. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. I think I want to put my smoker here. I'd like to put a double chest up on one of the shelves. And we could have like some actual shelves too. I do have So we can make a dark oak little shelf doodad. And we can put these in a lot of various places. You can put them here to make... Oh, I like that. Putting those there for some shutters. That's cool. I might have to stick with that. You know what? Let's do some more of it. Okay, yeah, this, nope, that's... World options. Nope. There we go. Back down to what you were. Alright, and then we'll give ourselves 24 so that we can get a good amount of shelves. Strip all of these. And then make our shelves. I wish it worked on strip logs, but also I didn't. Or I don't wish it worked on strip logs. That would kind of be a nightmare. Go. Let's make our shelves. And then let's see how these look. I like that. I think it does look really good. Huh. Okay. Oh, hey. These all grew. Good to see. Good to see. That is the wrong block. We just want some of these. And I think, yeah, that looks okay. It looks like some old handmade shutters. If I've ever seen them. Yeah, just some stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, it's a little larger. Maybe for these we can do, for the one wide, we can just do like one. And it can open different ways because, I mean, that would make sense. So like in this case, you know, we'll just do this one, that one. And now it's like, you can just pull them shut, you know, like actual shutters. Because the windows aren't big enough and they're kind of just makeshift windows. So could do that. That would look nice. And then let me get a crafting table. Oh, goodness. What do I want to sacrifice real quick? I'll do that. Cool. Oh, a cauldron would be really nice. We'll have to add that. Let me make some chests. I'll put you. Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can just take these down and do that. And then we can put our chests up here. There is only one. And we'll put that there. Perfect. Now we can dump all of this extra stuff in here, and it can serve as our building headquarters, I suppose. There we go. And I have to jump to my next obligation. But before we do that, let me get us some oak logs here, or spruce logs, sorry. Let's put these. We have some doors on this area. Excellent. I do like the way these look. These look good. We'll have to get some vines on them. I think I'd like these as trees better than anything else, really. Let's give ourselves a spice rack. Yeah. Oh, well, the question is, can you put extra stuff on there? I don't think you can, so we'll just put that like that, and then I mean anything else we'll just keep. I mean, this is a nice little cabin. I don't really know what else to build. We could add a little boat here, but I think that completes this cabin, which is good. So I think the next cabin we'll make is the fisherman's cabin. And eventually we can add a villager into this area if we'd like, but we don't have to. I think I'm liking the way this looks. My goal would be mainly, if I could, oh man, if I could get like half of this, like if you could just get that and then split it between the two, that'd be perfect. But that's fine. That's fine. And I think we'll have to work backwards and build the houses. And then from there, we'll build, some of the atmosphere out, make it a little darker, because I do want this to be relatively roofed and sheltered, because the trees in swamps are very tall and the buildings are usually pretty small. There's not a lot of ability to get huge machinery out, hence why most swamp houses are just made out of wood or whatever materials are at hand. I like this. Looks nice. We got the fireflies going everywhere. That's cool. They must be under there, which adds. Oh, perfect. Yeah, this is nice. Now, originally I was going to just have like a little plank here. We will do that for some of our other houses, but I don't know. Right here it looks fine. And then I think the next house, let's see, if it's Fisherman, it makes sense if we put it like right here. Mainly because there's a lot of water access. There's not too much land under it. And we can fish. So let me see this. This one's going to be a smaller house. I'm thinking like maybe 5 wide and then a few long. And so maybe something like that. And even this can be just a little bit higher. Now, the one thing I would be worried about is the villagers if we ever add them in here. So in that case, I think we'll have to plan it out if we want to put villagers in here. But there most definitely would be a fisherman in this village. And this is just going to be a small little house that's a little tall, and it's going to have I think it should have like a ladder going down. Yeah, it should have a ladder down to a little dock where we can fish, and some barrels. I think that'd look nice. Now here again, I think I'm going to put 2 for a porch, and this is where the wall will be. So let's go get some of our materials just so we can do some preliminary framing, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. I think I just need, a little bit of oak, a little bit of stripped dark oak, perhaps a door, but then that's fine. And then we do have some stairs here. I think I'm going to keep the trend of, oh yes, I also need my slabs. I think I'm going to keep the trend of some just sloped copper roofs, like nothing too crazy. I don't want to go bananas with this, but it would be nice to have, just a little bit of reality. And so here we're going to do, oh yes, forgot about that. All right, that's fine. That actually does, yeah, that's kind of pretty realistic. You would have these up here. Now I think the question is, I should just save all of these. Or that's not the question, but I think the solution to this is I'll save all of these and then go up one. Just because, you would have stuff like this. Ooh, some cool looking swamp water. I think with the RTX-ish, it's literally called RTX-ish, but with the RTX-ish settings, that we can achieve a good look. All right, let's go away from these guys, and let's make a pause in the video real quick. There's some bad guys out here. I'm not gonna do anything, but yeah, of course. So I'm just gonna hang out in here while I'm waiting for the day. Okay, lucky for me, my meeting got rescheduled. So this is actually only a few seconds after. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs after telling my wife. But, and like by ran, I mean all 4s ran like a kid. But lucky for me, we have time to work on more of our houses. I think we're probably going to get 2 done today. We have about 30 minutes, so that's good. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. Let's see. I think if we do a little house like this, and honestly a similar approach to that one, but this is again going to be our Fisherman. I like the direction we're going with this one. You know, it's not too crazy, it's not too ambitious, very simple, nothing crazy. And now I'm just speaking to say words. Let's see how, if I have, ow, you big butt. Oh, he's hanging out in there, isn't he? Yeah. You got poison. Hold on. I can deal with you. Watch this. We're just gonna walk over here and he'll despawn. And then after that, everything's good. I guess if I need to fill some time, we'll work on the pathway out here. But, it's fine. I think here it'd be good to have some barrels on this house. Barrel. And other items like that. But I like this. This is a cool looking house. We're going to need to get more of these saplings too, because this gives off a really cool... I think there might be a glitch with my shaders. Because you notice how on these blocks there's like a half light side and a half dark side? I think that might be... Look at all this. Huh. Can I reload my shaders? Complementary shaders, yep. Shader pack. Should reload them. There we go. Oh, okay. Huh. That's interesting. Now, I hope it's not corruption. Hold on. Hey. I know. Sorry. This kind of... Oh, dear. Do I have some file corruption going on here? Like, look at this. What is this? Oh, you know what it could be? Hold on. Is it... Is it the continuity pack? It is. Okay. And then maybe if I reload continuity, that'd be fine. I think it was getting confused. Okay, yeah, it was just a glitch with continuity. Okay. Everything's fixed. Sorry about that. But also, back to my main point. This looks really nice. I really like how this looks. We're going to have to get some shears, and we're going to need to really build this out. I like the swamp. The swamp looks good. The swamp is nice. Oh, but then there's some of that. Ooh. Oh my gosh. What is going on here? Is my GPU dying? Oh dear. Ooh. All right, well, let's take off continuity. It should work. No. Oh my gosh, that's even worse. Huh. Okay. So that's fun. Let me restart my computer and then we'll revisit this. I think it's just something on the boot that did. I think it's because I booted really fast and didn't really care for anything. Huh. Yep. Okay. I'm going to do that. All right. So everything seems to be working. Nothing seems dying. Little bit of an interesting, I mean, when in doubt, restart your computer always, but a little bit of an interesting occurrence there, if I do say so myself. Now, in this case, let's continue on. I'm not sure how I want to do this. Do I want to do 1, 2, 3, and then maybe just like 1, 2, 3 here? Like this. And then we could do another third section, and this will actually need a little back porch. Like this. And then we can do maybe just an overhang of 1, because we're getting close to the land, and I want... That was almost bad. I almost spilled my drink onto the keyboard again. But I think if we do that, then everything will be fine. So let's build this out. And we can mess around with some of this spacing here. And I think we're going to have maybe an asymmetric exit. So in that case, let's do this. We'll have a symmetric entrance and an asymmetric exit. And we're out of stuff. So by that, I mean we'll just do this. But honestly, I think we should do horizontal logs for this build, just to break things up. Make it look like a nice little log structure. And you know what? I think there actually is a method. I can't fully remember, but I think there is a method for logs. It might be done in the UK. It might be done just in general, but it's this is gonna annoy me, but I saw it like recently. It's a special method of almost petrifying wood, but it was wood used in either like a car or I think it was used in a car. I want to say it was used in like an Aston Martin or something like that, but it was wood that is used. No, it was used on a yacht. Okay. Yeah, it was wood that was used on like a yacht, and in the process of getting that wood was really cool because it was almost petrified wood that they got from a peat bog, and it had a really unique texture. So this could technically be that. This could be something similar, I think, at least, hopefully. Wow, we're gonna need more wood, which is fine because we need to get more materials anyway. I'd like to get more dark oak saplings. So let's go over and do that. But yeah, it was wood that they sourced from like a peat bog. And you know what? While we're at it, let me see if I can do my fences here. We had about, I was like thinking about 4 minutes before the last crazy one. I think. Go ahead and make some fences. Let's turn you into fences. Man, I hope it kind of rains because I'm getting tired of these bugs if they're coming in my office. Boop. There we go. Yeah, it'll be fun. Well, no, we should do all of them. But yeah, it was really cool. It was like petrified wood from a peat bog that they had used on a yacht. Which I know technically that's kind of like something you have to wait thousands of years for. So it's not exactly the most sustainable thing. But it's also just cool. You know? But also, I mean, it's petrified wood, so unless you can speed up petrified wood, I don't see an issue. So then we'll do this. Or no, if you can speed up petrified wood, then I don't see an issue. But also, I mean, petrified wood doesn't really do much. Like wood that's stuck under a peat bog. Unless I'm missing some vital use for it. I think the only thing you can use it for is decorative stuff. I don't think there's a huge problem if it gets removed, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So we will place this down. Oh my gosh, my placement is off. Then we'll build some more stuff here. And I think we can even place some blocks here and let our trees grow. So that's cool. What I'm thinking of for here, oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to put this one. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna need to do this for this house just because of the ladder we're gonna put in. All right, that's okay. No worries there. And then here, we're just going to do a simple 2-block dock. Nothing crazy. And I think I should use... Yeah, I should use the dark oak fence. Was that what I was using for the dock? Over here. Yes, that was. And I actually used dark oak fence for the posts. So I'm wondering if I should do that. Do I even have that many left? Oh, I do not. Well, that's okay. You know what? We can mix materials. I think a mix of materials would look good for this build, if I'm being honest. Because it fits the theme I'm trying to go for, but it doesn't do anything like super crazy. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so let's go get ourselves some extra wood. And then let's get ourselves some more... Oh, is there anything in here? You know what? We'll leave this. This will be kind of like a relic. But we'll get ourselves some more oak wood and some more dark oak and some dark oak saplings along with that. And then we can do the final round of building and whatnot. I know today we didn't really build the most crazy thing, but I think we built a cool thing. And building a cool thing that we can build on is much better than building a crazy thing, in my opinion. Now, you may call me crazy, but that's okay. I expect it. Oh, okay. I guess that was there, so don't really have to worry about that. All right, that should be enough. Ooh, I hope I got enough of these oak logs. I think I did. Did I accidentally break these torches? No, I just never put them on. Okay, good. Well, let's put these on because I don't want monsters spawning out here. And I try to keep this as safe as possible just because I forgot that there's the poison skeletons. so lighting things up here actually is a priority. Let's just grab these logs and then pillar up, and it'll be like nothing happened. Place this down, place this down, and I think for this I just want to do a standard pitched roof. I believe we have the items we need for it, or the blocks we need for it. I'm hoping, but who knows. And this one, we'll just do that. And then repeat it on this side. Yeah, I'm really confused at where those dead pixels came from. They weren't technically dead pixels. They were, I believe, what's called frozen pixels, or just some like memory. It's like a memory thing with your VRAM. And if you get like the snow too, that's also like memory. So I always get like freaked out when I see that. I'm like, uh-oh, time's limited here, but it actually doesn't really. As long as your colors and stuff aren't fading and it's not over time, you're good. If it's just like a random occurrence, then you're fine. Another thing that, people freak out about online is like when you start your computer, when the command prompt opens up super quickly, people freak out about that. I don't know why. Mine doesn't really do that too much. It's like every few saves or restarts, I guess. But what happens, I mean, I don't think it means I'm hacked necessarily. But it's, I don't know. You can't really trust anything on the internet these days. And you know what? I think if I want to do no, I was gonna say I think if I, oh yes, that's right, we'll just do that. Then maybe that. Yeah, that's fine for now. We can go get ourselves a little door, and we'll need 2 of those doors. And then we can get some copper stairs. And then we'll also need to make some of these trapdoors. Now for this, I think I'm going to do trapdoors on the wall. So we'll do 3 of these. And then a few of these for the shutters. And then we'll also need, actually, you know what? There. Let's just do that because I'm not sure how much we're going to need. What? Okay. I was like, why do I have 1? Sure. And let's see. I will stick with the, sorry, having, I'll stick with having these out here, and I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. I'm trying to say I'll stick with having, I'm pulling a blank. I'm sorry. I apologize. I really have no idea what I was trying to say. Go. And there we go. Good. We'll put our torches out here. And then we'll save the roof for last. Oh, do I need the... Oh, yes, I'm going to stick with the trap doors. There we go. As windows. I'm going to do oak trap doors on this. And then, do I have like just some wood I can get rid of? Yeah. Not get rid of, but this. Actually, what if I did... Okay. I was going to say, what if I did... that? Okay. Well, what if I did like flaps over the trapdoors? But I think I'd need to place a block on the inside and then let them kind of poke out. You'll see what I'm saying. And I think for this one, I'm actually going to just use my trapdoors to close up the building. And then the last little bit of the episode, we can make sure that we go ahead and detail this area a little bit better, because this place has a lot of potential. I'm very excited for what this building can become. All right, let's see. How are we going to do this? Is it just going to be like this and then... Oh, perfect. Guess you could also do that, but then where's the fun? Yeah, so that looks like, the windows are shut. People don't want other people coming around. I do need... No, that's fine. Ooh, I could do... I just realized I could put these shutters over the other window. Yeah, that'd be cool. Get out of here, spider. And it seems like it's a thunderstorm, so it looks like we'll be sleeping again. Which is fine. I can make some more slabs. Yeah, I could have put some trap doors over these. Oh, that would have looked so much better. Well, of course. Okay. That's something we can always do on more houses as we build them. What do I got? 42. Cool. I don't think. Yeah. We find there. What was I looking for? Oh, yeah. The ladders. Make ourselves some ladders. And then we'll just use the normal fence posts here. And then we'll fix out the roof. And I guess I just snorted while I laughed. Okay. Now here. Oh no. It's on the wrong side. Nope. Gotta do it from this side. There we go. I think that looks nice. This is a very good barrel-y look. Let's get these two. I guess I should say these four placed so that we have a nice little dock in which to fish. Good. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I guess we could. For the no. Let's save these. I'm gonna say we could add a little area, but that's fine. We'll just use this and keep it as is. And then here, I just need to do some logs so that I can, or not some logs, just some scaffolding blocks so I can put these on. Everything should be good. Nope. And I will get some shears as well so that we can have some vines on these houses. I think that's the least I could do. Yeah, so we got like a nice little dock with a waterway. Not too far away from the land, but also mobs can't get up onto this, which is nice. Nice and sealed off. We can just put a ton of barrels in here. Yeah. I should have the necessary items for barrels. I think I just need to make some slabs. Yep. Don't know if that was how many I wanted, but that can be our storage room. And we gotta walk back in. You know what? We're just gonna make another one here. Because you never know when you're gonna need one out here. And let's see, do I have any slabs? No, but I can make a shelf out of these. Then we'll do some barrels. More barrels. Maybe some... Okay, we'll do barrels up here. Barrels up here. And then just barrels ahoy. Yeah, that's good. Looks nice. Ooh, apologies. Yeah, I think that's about it. We got here. Let me get up here so that we can start building our roof. Let me place down some torches because I'm not going to put anything up here. I could put like a loft or something, but that's that's fine. Sorry. I thought I was recording accidentally. I didn't hit the pause button hard enough. But what I was saying is I think this roof is going to be pretty straightforward, just a pitched roof. And then we're going to use the remainder of the time to just build out our trees. That way, you know, we can have some very good looking trees. I would like to have trees that are a little taller than this. I don't need them all to be taller, but having trees like this all throughout the swamp would be really cool. And having taller ones would be cooler because then like a roof like this would be covered up, and then a roof like this would be just poking out of the trees. We can mix and match the trees. So we'll definitely experiment with some of those. Can I like sleep? No. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, we're out of these. That's fine. There we go. Yeah, sure. Why not? Anything else I'm going to need them for here is going to be roof related or slab related. Yeah, this is a cool little area. There we go. That doesn't look the best, but we'll fix that in the future. Scaffolding for a reason. I should have brought normal scaffolding, but we would have had to do that anyway. So let's get this up out here. Boom. 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 And boom. Yep. And then I think the last thing I need is, yeah, just some slabs. Cool. Oh, yes, we should. Yes, we should fall down. But I was going to say we should do our little eave for the porch out here. And I guess for this we can just do, would it be fine if I just did this? Nope, because we're just going to put slabs here. How's that look? You know, it's not what I typically do. It is definitely not what I typically do, but I can let it slide for this. Yeah, that's fine. I'm down to do it for the sake of the build. And I don't think it'd look too bad with the slabs, you know? Some roofs do this all the time. And, you know, you just don't notice it because it's at a smaller scale. Boom, boom. This sounds like coat, but I'm being honest. You can all go up here. Bunch of junk. And then I should really see about... Ooh, I can make some more slabs. I should really see about my bow meal before we end today's episode. So I'll do that. But we're almost done with this build. We definitely should pay attention to these. Well, not pay attention. That's the wrong slab. Not pay attention. We definitely should do some basic detailing today. There. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, just a nice little house with an open window. Oh, gotta get rid of the birch in the back. And we gotta put the slabs up top. I forgot about that. Thank you, Beanin. You're welcome, Beanin. There we go. Not a bad little house. And again, this is going to be a very small settlement. More of like a checkpoint on the way to New Chamberton. But I figured, you know, try building out of my comfort zone. I've never done a build like this before. And this would give us some opportunities to, you know, build how we like. I wish you could make these dimmer. I do. But I think The only way to make them dimmer is redstone torches, and those just don't really look too good to me. So we'll just stick with this. That's okay with me. Oh, that's good. House is looking good, and I think... Oh, don't want to fall down. I think we can call that a day. Ooh, I should start recording it. Maybe see if we can get some cool stuff. Oh, wait, but I need to get the trees. Oh, well. So this one has a dock. That one has a dock. We need to build or plant some of these dark oak trees, you know, just around. I think that'd be cool. Definitely should plant some down here. I'm probably going to put some builds out here. I'm not too sure. But for the meantime, we can indulge ourselves. A little bit of that. And then we'll keep those areas. From here. Let's see. From here, I think we should take a look over in this area. That's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. But the one thing I would like to do is get some shears and get some vines going on these trees and elsewhere, because I think that would make a really good look. Now let's just plant some of these around here, you know. Got to keep the forestry growing. And then I think the remaining ones, actually, let's do a few more over here. Need enough for like 3, so that'll be fine. We'll do 3 taller ones because we have plenty of logs. And I'm going to go check. Oh, hello, slime. Give me your slime bars, you little slimy slime. As Dallas would say. Oh, did he despawn? Or did he fall down here? Oh, you little sneaky devil. He definitely fell down here. Or despawned. But I'm going to go get my shears. I'm going to grab some bone meal from the farm. And then we'll call it a day because we're getting up to about that 2-hour mark. So let me take care of that and I'll meet you right back here. Let's see if we can get a nice little look over here. Hold on. Good. Good. It's hidden. That's exactly what I want. You know, not too hidden. If you're going through, you can see that there's a little bit of a settlement, but nothing crazy. Awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. Man, even at night, it's hard to tell that the village is there. That's cool. I'm glad that worked out that way. Let's go finish out what we're doing, and then we'll call it a wrap for today. I've got everything we need here. I actually didn't have to travel all the way back because we had some iron here, so that's good. It's always nice when you can save some time. Okay, let's see what all we can find around here. And then I'm going to trim these to get some vines, and then we can place them on our trees and our houses just to add some detail. Outside of the normal detail, I don't think we need to do too much extra. Oh, yes. And I need to get the dirt so we can do the tall logs. They're not logs, trees. And I think I would like to start with this house over here. I think doing 1 or 2 over here and then 1 over there will be good. So like right here, I could do this. And I realize this does offer an opportunity to have some custom routes as well, which would be cool. But first, I just want to grow this and then fill out the bottom. That's not my bone meal. There we go. Yeah, and then let's get... Oh. Okay. I guess I can just go over here and do this. Yeah, sure. Because if you plant them, they do spread. So that's good. So we'll... I don't want one over the door. We'll do that. We'll place some over there. Maybe some here. And let's get rid of this dirt so that it's just log. Nope, nope. I do need... Ah! Well, yep, that happens. That's, the unfortunate thing about working with the tree mod, but luckily we can just restart. And I think that was about 4 blocks out of the water. So... Ah! Oh, gosh, everything itches on my skin randomly. It's like the most annoying itch. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Place y'all out here. And then just do... Good. Now, where's my vines? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. My hip is itching so bad. There's my vines. And then the shovel. And before we do this, let's just do... Why? Oh my gosh. I cannot click to save my life. Let's just make sure we're doing everything right here. Good. And I think these look a little better. If we want to, we can do like the mangrove trees. But I don't know. These just look a little better. A little more swampy too than the other ones. Good grief. I have a lot of stuff in my inventory, but nothing where it needs to be. All right, and that should spread across the tree. Let's go over here and plant some vines on the house. Do some vines on these trees as well. I guess I can focus mostly on the trees closest to the house or the boardwalk here. Wouldn't really make sense to do too many out here. And so we've got a good... Let's see. How's that tree look? How's that taller tree look? That looks good. Yeah, not too crazy. I think if we do... We could fit one in right here. It'd be a cramped tree, but it would be realistic. Give some privacy. So let's try that. Because I did say I wanted to do 2 here. Hey, slime. Cool, cool. We do have vines over there. Then we'll put these down here and just hope that I get each of these ordered correctly. Good. Let me get my vines from this side. And again, you know, it's going to age over time. This is kind of a trust the process area. I think we'll do like a vine there. And then 2 over here. Yeah. 1 there. And then 1 here. That looks good. And we can mess around with some more of those taller trees, especially because these are meant to grow together to make a canopy. I just want to make sure I have a route out for my docks. And then over here, we'll just do 2 trees. Nothing crazy. Again, this one I'd like to do just a little more reserved because it is a deeper water spot. So wouldn't have too many trees like this, but we can't get a lot growing in here. And I could also do this for the oak trees. That would just, I don't know. It's not that it would look weird. It just looked too skinny. Like, these are healthy. They're dark. They'd explain, you know, everything else around here. And I think we'd be due for one more right here, and then we can call it a day and answer today's quick question. There we go. How's this? Actually, put this one here. Nothing too crazy. Boom. And then get that going. Good. Nope. Then boop, 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 boop. Just gotta make sure I get all of these how I want. Hello, slime. Ow! You know, I was gonna be nice to you, but nope, you've lost that privilege. And then boom. And boom. Perfect. And that's what we wanted. So, without further ado, everybody, let's go ahead and call it a day and answer our quick question. We're a little over time here, but I think this will be a great spot in the future. Let me grab these. Let me add some of these to our house if I can. Ow. That stinks. Oh well. But yes, this will be a very good build. I think if we trust the process and let this mature and develop over time, everything will play out perfectly. I'll just boop. And yeah, I'll just add one over here. And boom, there you go. And I will see you in the quick question section. And today's quick question comes from, drum roll please. Man, we're getting up there. NYNKE 3011. If there's a way to pronounce that, let me know. If not, I'm just going to say NYNKE. But they asked, do you dream about Minecraft? And if yes, how does it look and who are you with? With? Oh my gosh. With. But I think I used to dream about Minecraft. I don't really dream about Minecraft that much anymore. It's kind of one of those things where it's not novel, so it doesn't really come up in my dreams often. However, I do notice some things that kind of stick around in my dreams. So like sometimes if I'm dreaming, and you know there's dreams where you like fly in them. A lot of times if I'm lucid dreaming, it's like I'm flying. Most of that, like, it's kind of like the Minecraft flying. So, well, I can't do it here, but you know how you kind of just raise up and then you can move forward and backwards and left and right. That's kind of how my flying is in the dreams. But other than that, there really isn't much that I dream about Minecraft. Now, that being said, just because I don't dream about Minecraft that much doesn't mean that I don't think about it. Sometimes I'll, like before bed, think about, you know, what I want to do for the next video or some possible designs, maybe some ideas and some build ideas. And sometimes that probably leaches into my dreams, but I'm not too sure. I haven't had many just explicit Minecraft dreams as of recent. I think in the next episode, though, looking around here, I might start thinking about what we can do for some more houses in this lower area. We focused up there. Now we should probably focus down here again because I want to continue on with Winchester. I think that this would be a good spot to do so. And so I might think about that tonight, and who knows, maybe it'll leach into my dreams. But outside of that, I don't really have too many dreams about Minecraft. Do you guys have many dreams about Minecraft? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, I will wait here for you all. Let's roll the credits. Thank you all for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video and continue to enjoy the content. Leave a like, a comment, or subscribe if you made it this far, and consider hyping the video if you think more people should know about this channel. A special thank you to our members. If you are a member, you'll receive early access to the videos, a shout out at the end of every video, custom stickers next to your name, and custom emojis, plus members-only Discord channels, and more as the channel scales up. Memberships are not expected, but highly appreciated, and I appreciate all of my channel viewers, regardless of how they choose to consume my videos. This has been Let's Play Minecraft. I'm Beanin. Peace.